So hello guys, today we are here in another video. Today what we will do? Guess. Today I will teach you something. Now what I will teach you? Think. I'm gonna teach you about how to write a fantasy story. This is my empowering English book of class 4. Now today I will teach you about how to write a fantasy story. In Hindi we can say कैसे हम लोग एक काल्पनिक मीन्स अपने दिमाग से बनाई गई स्टोरी लिख सकते हैं. नाउ प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फैंटेसी. Fantasy means our imagination. Imagination help us to imagine that from our mind we can write a story which is not real, which is going on in our mind. So this lesson is in your syllabus or not, don't take tension. This is only for fun. Now let's start. This is my empowering English book of class 4. Now let's start. So I will open the lesson. So let's open it. I'm gonna open. Here is our lesson. Writing a fantasy story. A clear description of the setting is important for good fantasy stories. Now, what is a setting? Please comment in the comment box. Now, a setting is a location where the story is going on. A clear description of the setting is important for a good fantasy stories. Characters like witches, wizards, dragons, elves and trolls. Now you understand it? Okay. Now let's carry on. Weapons and magical objects add color and excitement to the story. Okay. Describing settings. Okay. Now here is an example of a story. There is a mysterious pond. Now mysterious is an adjective. Like here, it is written mysterious and I have underlined it and written A. In the middle of which is a magical island. Magical is also an adjective. Deep within a dark cavern. A cavern means a large cave. Now deep and dark are also adjectives. The rugged and jagged shape of the stalactites and stalagmites. Now please tell me the meaning of rugged and jagged. Rugged and jagged means a rough and rocky surface, a rough and rocky thing. Now what are stalactites and stalagmites? Now I can show you that. So guys, you can see the picture of stalactites and stalagmites. This is stalactites and stalagmites. See it properly. So let's continue. Look as if they are spurs rising from the depths of the water or leaping down from the ceiling of the cave. Okay, the ceiling, the surface, the upper side of your in Hindi we say chhat. So that ceiling and the water is leaping. The island is shriveled with weapons like swords, shields, and daggers. Now, what is a dagger? Like here we have a picture of, like, here is axe, here is swords, it is dagger, and this is bow and arrow. They belong to those people who have fell to the depths of underground hideout. Underground hideout means that when people want to protect them from their enemies, they in like underground places, they make their living houses and that, and they go in underground. They go in an underground place to protect them from their enemies. Now here we have an example. Now let us move on describing weapons and objects. Like here we have described a jagged sword. Jagged is an adjective for sword. A heavy axe. Heavy is an adjective for axe. A sharp pointed dagger. Sharp pointed is an adjective for dagger. And ancient book of spells. Ancient is an adjective for book of spells. A faded treasure map. A bubbling cauldron. A candle casting long shadows. Now here we have some of the weapons like axe, sword, dagger, bow and arrow, and here we have some magical objects like book of spell, cauldron, candle, and a treasure map. Now let's carry on. Now here we have a task. Task is write your own fantasy story. Now you have to write your own fantasy story. And here is a second task. Help a grade to plan a fantasy story. Now in your notebook or anywhere you can make this type of grid. A helper grid which help you to write a fantasy story. Now firstly, you don't have to write a fantasy story. Firstly, you have to make a helper grid to plan a fantasy story. Choose characters, location, objects, weapons, problem, action, and resolution to plan your story. Use the grid to fill in the keywords to help you plan your story. Now here we have grids like here where we are starting with location. So location, you can write where is your story happening. Now here we have people's, creatures, animals are used in story. Objects and weapons. Here are some magic action. Here we have some magic action elements. And here we have colors, problem, and solution. So here we are getting our grid. Firstly, you have to make your grid before writing your fantasy story. And when you make a grid and fill it, then you can write your own fantasy story like I have taught you. And now in this video I can't give you an example because the video will be too long. So in next video I will give an example of a fantasy story. So bye bye. Please like, share, subscribe for more interesting videos. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. If you like this video, please like my video and comment that now today's video, how is today's video. Share this video to everyone and bye bye. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye friends.